Thank you, Minister. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I won't add to the data जो अभी दिया गया है, which is already in the dossier. Except I do want to make a reference where rape was mentioned, rape cases. I want to give a particular reference जो कुनान और पशपोरा में mass rapes हुई थी, and the case has been before the Indian courts and nothing has happened on it. And that is where rape was used as a weapon of war for the first time by the Indian security forces in the early 1990s. And that case is still to be resolved. So I just want to add to it. I want to address the international community. First, the UN. UN की Security Council की resolution है on protecting women and children during armed conflicts. And if states do not do that, or if states indulge in violence against women, the UN is entitled to sanctions. तो फिर सवाल उठता है, why is the UN not implementing those sanctions, which it is itself introduced through its UN Security Council resolution of women in armed conflict? पहली बात वो. दूसरा, I wanted to add, why is the UN and the international community not pushing for India to allow special procedures mandate holders of the UN Human Rights Council to be given free access into occupied Jammu and Kashmir? ये occupation और annexation के कवानीन हैं, conventions international, including the Geneva Convention. And there are specific rules of what an occupation power can do और क्या वो नहीं कर सकता. और India has violated all those. And I want to call on the UK also, जिसने special sanctions laws बनाए after they left the EU. And why is the UK, because of business interests, not bothering to assert itself on the human rights issue? Because हमें कहा जाता है कि इंसानी हकूक एक सेंट्रल फोकस है of Western countries' foreign policies. लेकिन if you do not apply your own principles of foreign policy fairly across the board and you cherry pick कि पाकिस्तान मुस्लिम मुल्क है, इसको तो दबाओ इंसानी हकूक पे, हिंदुस्तान से हमारी बहुत बिजनेस है, तो इस वास्ते जो मर्जी हिंदुस्तान करे, हमने कुछ नहीं कहना. This means that there is no respect for human rights by these Western states. And I want to make a special point. 2015, European Union Directorate General for External Policies provided a policy paper on how European EU member states should make policies in connection with occupation and annexation. और उसमें clearly amongst the principles एक था that every EU member state has to give a clear-cut statement that annexation will not be recognized. Where is that statement against India after 5th August annexation attempts by India? Where is it? I want to question the EU, which is raising all sorts of human rights issues about other countries of the world. Where is your statement against annexation, which you yourself have made as a policy doctrine? Then again, EU ने sanctions लगाई against what they said was illegal annexation of Crimea by Russia. अभी तक उन्होंने वो sanctions को renew किया है 2022 तक. Where are the sanctions against India for illegal annexation? These are questions that we need to ask. Why is there a duplicity of standards? Why is India allowed its fascist policies, the Hindutva policy, where it is targeting Kashmiris? And by the way, the change in demography is a war crime in an occupied territory according to the 4th Geneva Convention. Why has not anybody taken notice? Where is the UN? Where is the European Union with its high-minded human rights pontification that they do towards the rest of the world? So, देखें, इस तरह नहीं हो सकता कि you cherry pick EU कि इसके खिलाफ तो सैंक्शंस लगा दो क्योंकि इन्होंने वायलेट किया है हमारी फॉरेन पॉलिसी डॉक्ट्रिन, लेकिन हिंदुस्तान को करने दो जो करता है. और अब देखें, the UN Security Council has been given the presidency to India at a time when the Indian government is a Hindutva fascist regime similar to Nazis in Germany. So imagine, would the UN have allowed a Nazi regime to chair the UN Security Council presidency? Would they have allowed it to have the presidency? This hypocrisy has to be exposed, because we are going to get more lectures on human rights in our region from our Western democratic countries. So we need to be prepared and not be defensive and say, show us your intent by implementing जो आपने खुद अपने लिए rules और policies बनाई हैं, implement them against India and its occupation in illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Because unless they do that, there is no credibility to their claims of human rights. And meanwhile, I also want to add, pellet guns are used for hunting animals. They are an inhumane weapon. जो बच्चों के खिलाफ आप यूज कर रहे हो और खवातीन के खिलाफ in Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Cluster bombs are banned. इंडिया और पाकिस्तान दोनों ने साइन की हुई है what is known popularly as the Inhumane Weapons Convention. India is using cluster bombs. ये वही इंडिया है जिसने केमिकल वेपन कन्वेंशन साइन की थी और उससे पहले पाकिस्तान के साथ आपको याद होगा अंडर द बेनजीर regime they signed a bilateral chemical weapons convention and said we have destroyed all our chemical weapons. So जब chemical weapon international convention पता चली and everybody had to declare their stockpiles, पता चला India has huge stockpiles of chemical weapons. हर दफा हिंदुस्तान झूठ बोलता है इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी को और इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी does not get called out on its lack of response to India's illegal and rogue behavior. अब cluster bombs are banned under the Inhumane Convention. Why is nobody raising a voice against the use of cluster bombs and pellet guns, which are used for animals and are being used on children? Where is the human rights? Where are the voices of human rights? Why are they silent? This is the question as a Pakistani and as part of the government of Pakistan, I want to pose to the European Union, to the UN, to the US and to the United Kingdom, who keep pontificating on human rights and how human rights are being violated in so many countries. The biggest human rights violator, the rogue state of India today under the fascist Modi regime, is being allowed to do as it pleases. Why? And I think our media should keep asking that question, why? Why to the West? Because they keep talking to us about human rights. Thank you.